Welcome to another episode of The More You Share, The More You Know. My name is Catherine Salazar, and I work at the Education Service Center in Region 19 in El Paso. Today's episode will continue talking about the ePortfolio section of Project Share. Last show, we left off talking about the contact information and your welcome notes that you can make for your public URL. Starting off with this segment, I kind of backtracked to make sure that you realize that the projectsharetexas.org portal has definitely changed the way that it looks. Just so you know, you can still log in at the top right corner with the same username and password. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my account and go to my portal. On the left side, we had talked that we needed to click on My ePortfolio and that it has a long menu sub-segment, I guess. On the top of our portal, right above our name, I had shown the other audience that our URL is that public website that you wanted to tell perhaps your parents or your students about. When they go to that URL, they do not need a username and password to see this information. So anybody out there that stumbles upon the epsilen.com/ksalazar1 link will get to see this information. So it is for the public. There is one way for you to lock that up, and that I mentioned also in our last segment. It's called an access key. And it's in the top right corner, and that's a code that you can assign ahead of time and then communicate that code with your audience, and that would reload the page with some hidden information that only is accessible for the people that have that code. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of my public website and be back into my portal here. Again, in our last segment, we talked about the contact information there on the left as well as the welcome note that we made. And I'm going to talk about your picture and video. Now, remembering that this is your professional portfolio, when you click on pictures and videos, there's a choice between uploading a professional photo of yourself or just choosing an avatar from the choices that they provide to you. Here, I've given you an example of either a picture of myself or an avatar. So it depends on you, but I really encourage you to upload a real picture of yourself because it just creates that awareness that you're really buying into the system. You do use it as a professional networking tool, and that way if you're communicating with people around the state in groups and things like that, they kind of get a visual of who they're talking to. So it really helps when you're starting to create that statewide network of learning professionals, really. So here, for example, if I don't have a picture ready to upload, I have a button that says Select Avatar, and it will load different pictures that the system has provided to us, and you can kind of hover over them. And then if you like one, you click on it, and it will reload your page with that avatar as part of your selection choices. If you notice, the last step that you need to do is to select a default checkbox under the one that you wish to use. For example, here I have default on my picture, but if I wanted my website to show my smiley face, I simply click on default there. It'll ask me that that's the one it's going to change to, and then it says that it's updated successfully. Well, how do I know if it really worked? Remember at the top you have your link. I'm going to go ahead and open my website, and now you see that the smiley face is my new picture there. So that can toggle between what you want as a picture of yourself or an avatar. I believe that when districts upload their students, they can choose to restrict a student from uploading their own photos and only be able to use avatars just for privacy settings. Okay, so that took care of our picture manager. But if you notice, I have a tab in the center of the screen called my Video Link Manager. And sometimes it's hard to remember to look for those tabs. In the first few months of using the system, I always seem to skip over those tabs because they weren't as obvious. So here I have something called a Video Link Manager. If I have certain videos that are already hosted on other websites, I can definitely link to them here. And I can, for example, have my parents or my students watch them. So I don't have to actually have the video saved on my computer. I just need to know the link of where it's stored online. For this example, I already have 3 video links, but I'm going to show you how to make another one. On the right, I have Add a New Video Link as an option. If I click on that, it will give me the new template for me to add my next video link. It will ask me for the web address and definitely a description, and the reflection is optional. What I've done is I've already located a video of one of our previous shows, and I have the Vimeo hyperlink in the top. I'm going to go ahead and select that link and copy it. and then I'm going to go back to my other screen, and I'm going to paste that right into the box. And I have to notice that I already have the HTTP part given to me up front, so I don't want to have that twice. I'm going to go ahead and erase the section that I copied over. There we go. A short description, our first show. And then at the very bottom, again, I have that choice. Who do I make this video visible to? Is it okay for the public to view it, just Epsilen members, or do I want just my institution to be able to see that link? Again, for this one, I want the world to know about my videos, so I'm going to select all of those and then click on Save. It'll prompt me one more time to make sure if I'm okay that it will be publicly available, and I'll click OK. Now the website will reload in just a second, and it will show that now I have this fourth video link there called our first show. And how do I see this link now on my website? Well, I'll go to the top and open my URL, and right underneath my avatar, I have a little movie reel there. Do you see how it says 1, 2, 3, and all 4? Those are the different hyperlinks to my videos. So if I click on one, it'll immediately go to that video. If I go to all 4, it'll open those for me, and then I can click on the title, and it will start showing the video within the browser. So that's the nice part about these videos, is that you don't have to have a saved copy locally on your machine. You just need to know how to link to it. So I'm going to close some of these extra tabs here and close my website as well. So just so you know, we covered today on the ePortfolio, we went into those pictures and video managers so far. We talked about the fact that you can either upload a professional photo of yourself or an avatar of the list of choices there that Epsilen gives you. And we've talked about the tab called the Video Link Manager. Again, you definitely want to have videos that are professional and that really talk about things that you address in the classroom. One of the last things I'll talk about in today's episode on the left is quick links. Now, quick links can be very powerful because a lot of classroom teachers want their students to do research in the classroom, and you don't want them necessarily wasting their time searching thousands or millions of results on just Google. And so what you can do here on your quick links is you can have a list of links that you recommend or suggest to either your students or your parents, and that way they only need to memorize one website, which is yours, and the quick links will show on the right side for them. So here currently I have 2. I have a quick link to our Region Service Center, and I have a quick link to a blog of mine as well. What I will do is I will go ahead and add a new quick link, and that is on the far right. As you notice, the pattern has been that anything new has a link to create it on the far right side. So here I'm going to add a new quick link. The page will reload. I'll have to give my quick link a title, and that will appear on the website. So this one will be a link to EPISD's website. I'll title that EPISD, and the website is www.episd.org. And I can give it a description, but that does not have a red star next to it, so that is optional. And at the bottom, again, the pattern of who can see this information. That's a public website already, so I don't mind sharing that with everybody. And I'll click on Add and confirm that it is indeed for the public. It will then reload my page, and now I have my third quick link there, the EPISD quick link. If I go to the top, that's always the way for me to check how, if it actually did the update. Now, a lot of people use that way to check, but if you notice, you have something at the very bottom of your ePortfolio subset of the menu that says Preview ePortfolio. That'll take you to the same exact place. So I'm going to click on Preview, and it should also open up my link the same way as if I had chosen the URL at the top of the screen. And what change really occurred right now with that quick link is on the right side in that purple section for me. One of the first things says Quick Links with 3 in parentheses. And now it has that Region Service Center link. It has my Web 2.0 blog, as well as that EPISD link. So if I click on any of those, it'll take me to the link. And this is good because for you to click on, because if you have a typo in there, then it will be a broken link, and then your parents and students won't be able to get to that resource. So some examples that people use this for, again, are maybe a list of 10 research websites you want to provide for your students. Maybe if you're an elementary school teacher, it takes a first grader a long time to type in a URL correctly. So again, you would have them learn yours and then have those quick links there available to them. Another great resource for quick links is, again, those websites for parents for more information, for example, about cyberbullying or the student handbook, just anything you want to share with the parents. And again, that can be shown on the quick links. So, just as a summary for today, that second version or the second showing of our ePortfolio has been our Pictures and Video Manager as well as our quick links. See you next time.